Hi, I'm Carl from Quarry's Kitchen Restaurant in the Scottish Highlands, just up from Glencoe. In this video we're going to show you how to make batter, and we're also going to fry fish. Okay, well the most important thing in any fish and chip shop is the batter, and this is how we're going to do that. We're going to start off with some cold water. When we first started, we found our batter was going soggy and not very nice at all, and it was because we weren't keeping it as cold as we possibly can. So this water's been in the fridge all night, it's really cold, and that's what we're going to start as a base for our batter mix, bog standard water. And the mix we use, we're going to use a prepared batter mix. This is the King Scottish Gold, gives a nice crisp and good colour as well, so that's what we use. You can do it yourself, you can get sort of fine flour and put a bit of rising agent in it. We're quite happy with the mix, it works for us. It's quite simple. There it is, get the old scoop, in we go, and you just shake it in, and then away we go. We're just going to mix. This is where you have to get a bit of muscle power, and away we go. You can use a blender for this. Just be careful, if you're using a blender you're going to over mix, so just be very careful. So sometimes it's better just to do it with just a hand. This is nearly there now. I'm going to add a bit of salt and pepper. Sorry, in it goes, and just a bit of pepper in there. This is where you'll add your secret ingredient. Everybody has their own secret ingredient. I'm not going to show you mine. We're just going to mix it all in there for you. And that's as simple as that. The key to look here is when you know the batter's ready, if you pick up your batter mix and then you can draw a figure of 8. If you draw the figure of 8 and if you get back to the start where you started the figure of 8 and there's still a little bit of mixed rise in there, then that means that you've got a good batter mix. So it's that kind of consistency that you're looking for. You can get viscometers which measure how viscous it is, and you get it bang on every time. Depends how your staff are. If your staff are pretty good, mine are pretty good, so they sort of just eyeball it. But if you want it really consistent every single time, and you're having problems with that, then just get a viscometer. Okay, here we are then. So here's my batter mix. I've got it in the little tank here which sits nicely on the range. A little tip for you, and you can try this one. We tend to store this in the freezer at night. That's why it keeps the batter nice and cold when I pop it in there. And actually during service we get through so much that we tend to actually store the batter in the freezer. It's in and out that often that it doesn't actually have time to freeze, and that's what we found. That initial sort of getting the biggest temperature range you can get between the cold batter and the hot oil really crisps up the outside, and it stops that sogginess and gives you that really nice crisp batter that you're looking for. I can't emphasize that enough. As cold as you can get this batter mix will make better batter. Soggy batter means warm batter. So that's it there. We're going to sit that in there for you. Fish wise, you've got a few options in fish. We're actually quite lucky here. We've got a local fishmonger who delivers fish from the East Coast every day. So we tend to get our fish delivered fresh. We don't use frozen here just because it's coming off the boat. It's only a day boat, so it's out catching the fish and then coming in, and then the next day we've got it here into market in the morning and then up the road. So we're quite lucky, but if you're not in that position you might want to have a look at frozen at sea, and that's quite easily available and it keeps that freshness. But I prefer the taste of the fresh fish. If it's just fresh, it works. If you're getting off a boat that's been at sea about 4 days, something like that, then you have to be a bit careful because some of the fish might be quite old. It might be 4 or 5 days old before you get in it, and then if you're in that situation you might want to consider frozen at sea. But for us, we're very lucky. We get our day boats, out they go, come in, next day fish straight fresh from the sea. Can't beat that. This is our fish, lovely nice fresh haddock here. We use haddock up in Scotland. It's a regional thing. Down south seem to prefer cod, for us we get haddock. It's all to do with where the fish traditionally used to come from, and we used to get it from the North Sea in Scotland, so it was always traditionally haddock. Down south they used to get more cod, so that's how it goes. So we get the fish. because it's fresh fish, you see it's just a full fillet here. We're not actually having to chop this up. Great for my staff, I don't have to worry about getting sizes wrong. Into the rice cones. Now we use rice cones. I like nice and dry fish if I can get the fish nice and dry. So we do actually use rice cone if we can. And then you can see the fish, that's the skin side. I'm going to dip it into the batter here, into the batter mix. Drain it a wee bit there, and then into the pan, skin side down, drop away from you. 4 minutes, 4-minute fish for me. Away we go. Okay, so that's the fish been in nearly 4 minutes now. Don't play with it too much. The more you play with it, you're going to damage the fish. So just turn it a couple of times in the pan while it's cooking. It's probably good once you start going is to get it turning quickly, because sometimes it will stick to the bottom of the pan here. So it's just coming up, 4 minutes. Again, I love timers. You can't never say give over a bad product if you've got a timer. Here it goes, and that gives us this lovely fish here. Give it a good drain. And into the old customer there, and the pans there. And there's a lovely fish, lovely crisp batter. You can feel that batter's lovely crisp. You can always sort of see how it says. Open it up, look at that. Nice and dry inside. We don't want it too crisp, too oily inside. And that's a lovely fish. Oh, perfect. That's how to cook fish.